Hey everybody, Krystal Gamer here, and welcome to another challenge results video. For those of you new to the program, I run a Make Me Want to Buy pack challenge every few weeks where participants submit 4 images via Twitter of any build or design they choose, interior or exterior, using only the items from the challenge pack and the base game. Obviously with as much of a focus as possible on the challenge pack, since the objective is to make me want to buy that pack. So essentially, it's kind of a sales and marketing challenge coupled with a build and design challenge. And I'm a photographer, which means that the photographs are most definitely just as important as the design. And I probably should warn anyone who's new here that there are definitely times that I give photography critique and instruction while I'm going through the photos, but I have heard that this is a good thing from those that submit. So that's cool. And at the end of the review, I give out a few fake awards to my personal favorites. I call them fake awards just because it's just subjective opinion on my part. So it's really just all in good fun, but you know, we want to give them bragging rights. You can't discount bragging rights. But yeah, it's really just all in good fun though. And as for myself, I usually do a build in line with the theme of the challenge, and I did one again this time. I actually went with a house rather than a gym, and the video for that is already out. I will be sure to include the link below and at the end of this video for anyone who might be interested and hasn't seen it yet. And also for anyone who might be interested in downloading that, the build is on my gallery under my Krystal Gamer 1 ID, and it's a no CC build. It does contain, I want to say, about a half dozen items from other packs though, but no CC. So now on to our entries. I review them in an order determined by a random number generator, and first up today we have Carrie Plays. So Carrie's tweet says that the Willow Creek Gym has been rebuilt and modernized. Come take a look around and get a membership while you're there. She says there's a pool, but it's not shown here. So, okay, the first image, to me, we're starting out great today. God, look at how great this is. I love this. So I love that she used the barbell award thing at the top. That's awesome. I love the symmetry. And in general, I think that I'm going to love a lot of the entries today that include exteriors, because I'm kind of in love with the doors and windows that come with the fitness pack. I think that they're awesome. They're just great for modern builds, and you can use them in both homes and in commercial builds. And of course, if you're using it in a home, it's going to be a very modern build as well. But yeah, I just love them. And I love this first image. It's nice. It's bright. It's sunny. It's symmetrical. It's just great all around. There's everything about it is wonderful in my opinion. Next image is good, but I don't know that I would have included the stairs in the front from a photographic perspective, but design-wise, I really like this. You know, she's got the 4 rock walls in the back, the seating is great, and just in general, for an interior of a gym, I think that the design is very nice. It's definitely a gym that you would probably enjoy going to. I like the way that she did the windows on the right as well with the plants in between. It's a nice little touch. On the next image, I love this. This is so good. I don't know. It's so clean. And though the lines in the carpets are not straight, having the carpets go down like that, it gives us a great line in too. So there's just so much depth in the image leading your eye towards the door and all of that. And I like the fact that she stayed with the one tone of carpet and left it really nice and clean. So yeah, super love that one. And this one too, she used the carpets really well in these images, in my opinion. So she kept the carpets all the same here. She put them under each one of the treadmill machines, and she gives us a wonderful line going down into the image. So it's nicely done from a design perspective. It's nicely done from a photographic perspective. I also like in this from a design perspective too. I like those arches, the 3 arches going into the other room. That looks very nice to me as well. This gym definitely looks like a nice upscale gym, someplace that you'd very much like to be a member of. So I think Carrie did a fabulous job on this entry today, in my opinion. So next up, we have Happy Sim Egg, and we have a lot of people that use mirrors today, and Happy Sim Egg is one that she used mirrors like mad in her design and in the photography. And so this is the first example of that. She obviously is using the awesome windows from the fitness stuff pack. But the thing that really gets you about this image, to me anyway, is that though we see the back of this guy, we see the front of him in the mirror in the front, and we can see the punching bag in the mirror on the left. So it's kind of like twofold. You get both aspects of it. Now, when we get to the next image, obviously we have the rock walls, so they're part of the fitness pack. And I believe that these weightlifting machines are also part of the fitness pack. So this is pretty cool. And man, he looks like he's working out hard. I could get tired just looking at this. Holy crap. I hadn't considered that being a side effect of today's review, but it might be. Looking at all these people exercising, whew, man, I'm getting tired already. The next image I think might be Happy Simig's, probably her best image of the day, I think. It's got a great diagonal going down. Again, she's using mirrors. So though she's kind of photographing the people from the back, we get the front view with the mirrors. We can see what's going on behind them. So very good use of that here, I'm thinking. And then in her last image, again, there's use of a mirror. And this was fascinating, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I had to take a double take on this to realize that I was looking in a mirror and I was looking at what was behind us. It took me a second. Like, I was like, wait a minute, what am I looking at? And then once I figured it out, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, I like that she has someone climbing the rock wall on the right. I think that's a nice element. I think showing the rock walls with someone climbing them, it adds to it. It gives some life to it, because otherwise, I mean, rock walls are not particularly super pretty items. So giving some life to them with adding some climbers, I think is a wise choice. So that is Happy Simig's entry. And next up, we have Jet Girl's entry. And man, I think Jet Girl's really, she's trying to speak to me here, because not only is, of course, she's using the awesome windows from the pack. It's a great modern design, and I love black and white, especially in commercial designs. Black and white just looks so cool. Love the entrance with the lights going up either side. Love the fact that she, on the wall on the left, she's got black on the bottom and white on the top. That's a nice element as well. So just in general, I really enjoy this as a design on a commercial property. I think it's a very good build. And then we get in here, and I love this as well too. She's got a nice diagonal line. She's committed to the diagonal. All you guys are improving so much. I like all of you guys that are with me, like that have been with me for a while. I swear to God, I see improvement all the time, like photographic improvement. So this is one of those times. So she's given us a really nice diagonal in the photograph. She has the awesome windows at the back. The benches look great. And of course we have a climber on one of the rock walls, which is fabulous. And I kind of like that she's got the climber on the third rock wall, the furthest away. So it's like we're looking at the design, but not just as him. So I think that that's a good way of doing that. I think it works very, very well in this image. And then in this next image, I believe what she did was she's basically standing us in the same spot, only just turning the camera. So I believe that the rock wall and where that kid was climbing is to our right. And now we've turned to the left and we're looking at the reception area and all of that. The windows are neat. I'm not sure. Without actually downloading the build, I can't say whether it would have been better to take the photograph through the doors or not, but she is giving us kind of like an overall feel of the reception area and everything here. And then we have this final image that this one is, it's okay. I'm not sure that I would have included the stairs. I'm not sure that that gives us a benefit, except for maybe looking at Marcus, who is one of the hottest guys that comes with the game. I think that's his name. I think it's Marcus. He's just incredibly hot. But other than his level of hotness, I'm not quite sure that showing the stairs adds to the design photographically or really sells it. Except for his hotness. His hotness does sell it. I have to give you that. But I kind of think that maybe turning the camera a little bit to the left, because we don't really care about restroom doors and stuff like that. If we had turned a little bit to the left so that like rotated and we could have seen a little bit more of the treadmill room, I think that may have benefited a little bit more, but you can still see like this is a great build. I think that this may be one of Jet Girl's best builds since she's been with me doing these Make Me Want to Buy challenges. I love the whole exterior and it's just nice and clean. She carried the black and white throughout on the interior. It's just a very good build in my opinion. I think she did a great job. And oh, I don't think I said anything about her tweet, but it wasn't extensive. It was just that it was a gym for San Myshuno. So yeah, so that's Jet Girl's entry. And then we have our next one is GVDN12. And let's see, her tweet is kind of funny, right? Because she says, exercising is exhausting, but boy, does this gym instructor look nice. And the exercise is exhausting kind of makes me laugh just because I was looking at Happy Simex, like getting tired over how hard that guy was working out and everything. So that just kind of made me laugh. Now, as far as the guy being hot, yeah, I don't know. GVDN12, she must, like, I think you guys that have been watching me for a while, like you're getting to know a little bit what I like. And I happen to like really muscular guys with kind of dark skin. And so I'm like, yeah, good choice. Because it goes to my personal tastes. But it's kind of funny. So I think it's cool that we have two people, both GVDN12 and Tony W. Gus, did like entries that are like actual marketing entries. And I said that this is kind of like a sales and marketing challenge. Only GVDN12 made hers a bit on the comical side, which I think is great. She does this periodically. I think she's the one that gave us the shark, the great white shark eating the couple scene in one of our past challenges too. I think that was her. Not 100%, but I think it was. So she comes up with some funny, cool stuff periodically. So we have our hot guy who wants us to come get fit. And if getting fit involves like hanging out with him, I would actually consider it. And I am not at all gym person, even a little bit. Then we have our Sims in the background who I'm not sure what's going on with him. I think that they're meant to look exhausted, which would also portray me a lot in a gym. So... But when we get to the design's beautiful. It looks wonderful. I mean, it's great. The contrasts are great. The colors are great. Everything about it is great. Nice, big, 2-story, open thing. Wonderful. And then we get to our next image and we have only the best equipment for you. So we have a nice little treadmill image and all of that. Of course, we have our person in the back that would like probably be me falling flat on the face. Fabulous. Love the award table thing in the back. I think that looks great. And then we have the next one, which really makes me laugh. We're in a locker room and this thing says, believe that you can do it. What are we doing? That is my question. What is the it that we are doing? Because I can't help ask, what it do we do in a locker room? I have some ideas. My ideas are not PG-13, so we won't go there. But I have some ideas of what kind of it you could do in a locker room. But nonetheless, we're not going there because that's naughty. So the thing that I love about this design is something that I wish we could see more of. I think what she did is I think that she took those funky mirror light things and she put them behind the sinks in this locker room. And I think that that's awesome. And I really want the camera turned so I can see them and see what that looks like. Cause I think that's something that I might want to try. I think it's a fabulous design idea. And then we go on to her last image with the guy with his chest out and he's looking all tough and everything. And this is the best part. We now have wall climbing with fire hazard. So I'm not quite sure how much of a sales pitch that is with the guy falling down on the ground. Guy, girl, can't tell. But nonetheless, she just made me laugh at this whole thing. It's great. The design is actually great too, but I appreciate the humor and the whole 9 even more. It's wonderful. So the guy falling down, yeah, that'd probably be me too. So yeah, great job by GVDN12. Next up, we have KaiChen04, who says, his tweet says, sitting pretty on a hill with stunning views, the Climb Every Mountain Health Center entices you to live your best and break a sweat, making gains and new friends in a cutting edge and fun environment. And of course, he's got his available on the gallery as always. And this one, another one that's speaking to me. Now, this one is speaking to me. I have to say there is a little bit of personal bias here because I do believe that this whole tiered thing he has going up to this sort of pavilion area, this covered pavilion area, that tiered thing with all the terrain, I do believe that he did that using my method that I outlined in one of my terrain tool videos recently. I did a video on how to use terrain with stairs, and I showed it in a national park setting, and he has put that method to use here, and I think it's absolutely fabulous. And of course, in general, the whole building and the whole design is very Kai Chen. Like this is very much his voice. Even if I didn't know this was his entry, I might guess it was his entry just because it's so him. He's got a certain sort of distinct artistic voice, in my opinion, that I've gotten to recognize over all this time. And then we go inside. Now, one thing about Kai Chen is he absolutely hates to furnish places, like really, really hates it. But this time, I think he did a very good job. I love this whole open concept thing. I love the use of the carpets here. They look like yoga mats almost. And I love the different colors. And I don't know if he meant for them to look like yoga mats, but to me, that kind of adds to the whole fitness element, the fact that they sort of do. So I like that. I love the fact that we can see down below. We've got some action going with the rock climbing dude, which is great. And then when we do get down below, we have even more action. There's a ton of people and stuff here. It's a great environment. He's someone else that also used the carpets under the machines, and I think that they work well there. So I think in general, I think he did a very good job on the interior. Now, this last image, I have to be honest, I don't know about this last image because he's from South America and things may be different. Things may vary from country to country. But in America, open poopers? No. We're not going to have any open poopers in America. It's not going to happen. We like privacy when we do the thing. So this is very intriguing design-wise, but I'm not quite sure that it's something that would appeal to the masses for a marketing effort. But the rest of the design, love it. And so that is Kai Chen's entry. Next up, we have Tony W. Gus, and he says, the marketing team of Krystal, Guy, and Murr now present their entry into the Make Me Want to Buy ad campaign for fitness stuff. So again, he and GVD and 12, they both did, like, they went very literal with the marketing element, and I think it's such a cool idea. And of course, this is great with the Sims 4 fitness stuff. I love the hot tub element, and just overall, I think that this is actually a good marketing image. It works pretty well. And then we get to the next image, and again, he's got the sneaker thing up top, which is, the marketing symbol and everything. And he's shown a few of the other pieces that we haven't seen a whole lot of in the gym designs, as far as this coffee table, which I love this coffee table that came with fitness stuff. The bookcase thing is very cool. The stuff that came with fitness stuff is so neat. There's so many cool modern elements. And interestingly, it doesn't have a whole ton of fitness stuff, though. It's got a lot of other elements, but not a whole ton of fitness stuff. And so we get to the next image, and again, Tony is highlighting other elements that we maybe not necessarily see as much in a gym, which I really like. We have the shoe thing, again, of course, showing the marketing element. And then we have these tables and chairs here, the table and chairs that come with fitness stuff. And it's just, they're so modern and I don't know, the chairs are nicely rounded in a good way. The table has these great lines underneath and everything, and it fits very well with the windows. It just all works very, very well, in my opinion. And then we have this last image, and this one here, to me, is an excellent marketing image. Now, we do have, at least on my computer, we have some overexposure on this guy's legs. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm definitely seeing some overexposure, and I do calibrate my monitor regularly, being a photographer, so chances are there's some actual overexposure there. But if we ignore that overexposure, this is a fabulous marketing image. If you remember when the Sims 4 fitness stuff pack did come out, they advertised that rock wall like mad. Now, the funny thing about it is, like, they advertised it like crazy, and it was an appeal on the advertise, like, cause, Rockwall, it's something different, it's something cool, and all of that. Now, I'm gonna guess that like 90% of us hardly ever use that Rockwall, but yet it does make for a good marketing element. So I think that this was very, very well done. From a marketing standpoint, this is a fabulous image. And so that is Tony W. Gus's entry. Next up, we have Laura Ann BYT, and she says the Granite Falls Gym will get you in shape for climbing treacherous mountain peaks. Have a yoga session on the deck in the fresh alpine air, and VIP members can access the lounge where they can plan their next hike and admire the view. So this first image is fabulous. Love this image. Oh my goodness. Obviously, she's using a ton of terrain tools. I love the tiers going up with the stairs. Awesome. The thing with the water features, man, that is making me want to download it. I wish we could capture water features photographically in The Sims like as awesome as they look when you're in the game. It's hard to do though, because I've noticed that we end up with a lot of overexposure in the whites and the waters, and it's like you can't help it. It's just how it renders. But man, this is almost enough to make me want to download this build, just because I want to see this water feature in action. Look at how cool that looks. The landscaping and everything. And I realize that's not fitness stuff elements, but man, I'm impressed. So moving on to the next image, this image is kind of cool. The one thing that I want to point out about this that I truly love about it though, because it's sort of just a reception desk and everything, but the thing that I really love about this is the planters on the wall with the lights in between. Those lights are from Fitness Pack, and so are the planters, only she reduced them down and she raised them up. And man, that is a brilliant idea. That is such a cool use. I love when people use elements in different ways and come up with different ideas like that. And that one was very cool for me. Really loved it. And then the next image, of course, we are inside our gym now, and we get to see some workout equipment and all of that. And we have the lights from the pack, which is great. Love the windows going across. But this, I think, is probably one of her best images. A lot of it is the view. Man, the windows with the view. What a great view. And just in general, this furniture is great. The chairs are great. The table from Fitness Stuff is fabulous, the coffee table. And this absolutely, I mean, tell me you don't want to just go in this room and sit down and chill and just stare at that view. It's, yeah, very well done from a photographic and design perspective. Very, very well done. So that is Laura Ann BYT's entry. And next up, we have Lyrene35. And Lyrene's tweet says, "The Flex, the #1 members-only gym club in town. VIPs from the Valley and Oasis Springs come here for their daily workout, planned and supervised by club owner and personal trainer Marcus Flex. Refreshments are complimentary." So we have this outside, and man, these two colors go really well together. This yellow with this green. Ooh, they're so pretty together. Loving these colors together. And of course, this is a beautiful outdoor space. I love outdoor spaces. I also am enjoying this element where she took one of the outdoor lights and she placed it inside the coffee tables from the Fitness Stuff. And I think that's quite brilliant. Again, it's a use of something in a different way. And I think that that's a very nice thing right there. Then in our next image, we have Marcus Flex, who in my opinion is one of the hottest Sims that come in with the base game of The Sims. And not only do we have Marcus Flex looking incredibly hot, we have him in mid-punch on a punching bag. That punching bag's, halfway tipped over. So it's a great action shot. And we can see that she's used several other elements from the pack. We can see the table and chairs in the back, the lighting, all of that stuff. Of course, the rock wall on the left and everything. So she's got a lot of different elements from the pack here. And I think from a sales perspective, this is a great shot. In fact, I almost think from a sales perspective, might almost even be better just to focus on just him and the bag even more. But for purposes of this challenge, I think it made sense for her to show kind of all the other stuff as well, so that we can see that she's using multiple elements from the pack. And then of course we have the locker room shot. And this is nice design wise. We've got some symmetry with the doors on either side and the little hassock things with the stuff on them. Very cool. I think probably one of the smartest things Lyrene did in this picture is with this girl that she has in the image, the girl blends in the image so well. Like, you know, the colors just match perfectly, even down to her hair. She just matches the room. And that's a very, very smart use. If you're going to throw a sim in there, if you're going to have what I would consider photographically, if you're going to have a model in a space, having the model match the space and fit in the space very well is very smart. Next up, oh my God, I love this. This is so, so good. So this is Vlad, and everything about this is so good. His face, it just captures you. It brings you in. The little bit of asymmetry with his arms is great. He's got red shoes, so you look down at that catches your eye, and the fact that his feet are going in, both feet are going in is, you know, it adds to this kind of element of sort of crookedness that he has going on that's very cool. And then what's even better is another one that is using mirrors in a very smart way. She's got the right where we can see the guy on the rock wall, and he's got a red shirt, which means that our eye is eventually going to go there anyway, because our eye is drawn to red and orange in images quite a bit. And so it goes there, and then you have the guy on the left with the punching bag. And I think it's brilliant because she's showing so much without making it confusing for the eye. So it's a very, very smart way to show a lot without confusion, because your eye goes to him, it goes to the shoes, it goes to the guy on the rock wall, then it goes to the guy with the punching bag. It's absolutely brilliant, totally brilliant composition, in my opinion. I think it's very, very well done. Next up, we have Mena Buchner. And Mena's tweet is kind of funny. The name of her guys is funny. She says, Rip and Barbell Curl are personal trainers and exercise fanatics. So don't even think about going back on your New Year's resolution. They will work you to a fit and fab new body, one client at a time. Personal training done? Well, personally, of course. Now, the thing, number one, that tweet is great in general, but the whole Rip and Barbell Curl, the way she spelled it, Rip is RPP, Barbell is BARBELLE, and Curl CURLE. Fabulous. Just brilliant all around. And one of the big things that I love about Mena's entry is that I believe that she's the only one that gave us a house rather than a gym. And this is the direction that I went in with my fitness stuff themed build as well. And a lot of that is in the fitness stuff pack, there's actually only 2 fitness items besides the rock wall. There's only one workout, weightlifting machine and 1 treadmill, and that's it. Everything else is like interior home items. And so I'm happy that we have at least one entry that is a house that's beautifully showing off this dining area. The rug going with it is great. Using this color, I love this nice, very refreshing kind of minty green color. It's wonderful. And then the living room looks fabulous as well. She's got the coffee table, the end table. The end table is something that I absolutely love in fitness stuff. I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous end table as well. Then when we get to her next image, we have another one using mirrors brilliantly. So most of the image is pretty dark, except for what's in the mirror. And so, of course, your eye is going to be drawn to that mirror. And in there, we have one of the seating benches from fitness stuff. And I think we have a couple of people kind of making out. So you sort of get into that making out thing. And I don't know about you guys, but the rest of the room kind of falls away a little bit. So she has some fitness stuff elements in the room, but your eye is just drawn over there. And I think photographically, it's very appealing. I'm not sure if it's a huge, awesome sales pitch for fitness stuff, but photographically, I'm totally digging this. Then next up, we have a little bit of a different view in the house. Of course, we have the girl on the treadmill, so we can see someone using one of the fitness stuff items and the lights in front of her of fitness stuff. I do believe most of the kitchen stuff doesn't come with fitness stuff, though. I don't think we had any kitchen counters and things that came with fitness stuff to my recollection, but I do think the rug does. Nonetheless, it's a good image. The next one, the exterior of this place is definitely cool. We all know that I love roofs. I've got a thing with roofing, and I'm digging this kind of funky up-down roof thing she's got going on here. And then she's got the glass on the side. And so there's a lot about this design structurally that I like. Photographically, I like that she's got the line going in, you know, the line from the road going in towards the house. So it's drawing our eye in that way. I do kind of want to move the camera left a little bit though. If I had my druthers, I'd move the camera left a little bit just because I feel like that tree trunk is kind of blocking our view a little. It's great to frame with trees and tree trunks or whatever else on the sides. It's great to frame with them. But if they're blocking part of your main focal point, it's not super, super ideal. So I think I would have probably moved the camera just a little bit, but nonetheless, great design. This house is just cool. Love the front. I think that's like a 2-story thing going on in the front. Yeah, just the whole thing. Very cool. And believe it or not, folks, that is it for our entries today. I feel like that they flew by. Hopefully you feel that way too, in a very good way. And so now we're on to the hard part. The hard part for me anyway, the hard part for me is always choosing who I give the little fake awards to. So without further ado, on to our winners. And so I'm going to tell you guys right now that third place was a really tough call this time. It was very tight between 2 people, and I ended up giving third place to Tony W. Gus for his rock wall climbing dude. And I'm forgiving the overexposure on the legs on this to give it to Tony. And the main reason is this is absolutely positively a shot that you could see EA Games put out in part of their marketing stuff without question. If weren't for that overexposure, without question, this would be a shot that I could see EA Games putting out. Now, second, and congratulations to Tony, by the way. And now second and first place were a little bit more clear cut for me. These two were sort of clear winners of the day for me. And so second place is going to Laureen35. And it's for 2 different images, actually, in my opinion, that I thought she really knocked it out of the park on. And that was Vlad at the gym weightlifting, and also the outside area with the beautiful yellow and green combination that shows off the furniture from Fitness Stuff fabulously. And then first place for me was very clear this time when I did the random pick, because the way I do this, in case you're new or I haven't mentioned it in a while, the way that I do this is I basically have all the photos in a random pool without names, and I go through and I select from them. And so everyone has 4 photos, right? So everyone has 4 shots, and the number 1 person, I chose 3 out of their 4 images in my first cut. And by the time I got down to my second cut, those 3 images were still in the cut. And so this person was an absolute clear winner today. And so the number 1 goes to Carrie Plays. And I tell you what, I think this is only her second time with us. And last time I used her images, I think it was last time I used her images basically as an example on different things not to do with photography and what to do and how to improve upon them. And not only would I give her first place on this week's challenge, but I would give her most improved photographically. Absolutely stunning entries. All of her images, the 3 that I chose, just every single one of them is fabulous. So a big congratulations to our winners. Thank you everyone who participated, to all of you that watch and all of that. And please, if you enjoy this, please don't forget to participate in the channel by liking, commenting, letting me know below, subscribing, hitting the little bell for notifications, sharing, all of that good stuff. All of that stuff helps us YouTubers out a ton, and I appreciate it a whole bunch. And thank you so much for spending the time with me today, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye now.